गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम बैक टू पैसा बोलता है। पैसा बोलता है में आपका स्वागत है। The entire internet is abuzz with news on Ola. There was a fire accident, and there have been stories of which the front suspension of the vehicle has just come off when the vehicle has been traveling at 40 to 50 kilometers. People have fallen off the vehicle. There have been lot of quality issues on Ola. There have also been issues that Ola is not been responding to clients, and also, there have been cases where Vola has said if the client wants, they can get the suspension repaired by the company free of cost. In spite of such a litany of problems, and if somebody opens Vola scooters on the internet, there is a lot of problems. In spite of all these problems, why is it the fact that Vola is still the number one sold scooter in the month of March? Of course, Bhavesh Agarwal is extremely smart. He has a great influencer presence in the social media and he is driving sales. And it's the social media spent has blanked out all the bad news that is there about Ola scooters. But does this alone explain the leadership position of Ola scooters? The answer is no. What is the reason for Ola to top the charts at this point of time? Let us admit that they have topped the charts. But will they continue to top the charts, say 5 years from now? Looks extremely difficult. Let us explain what has happened. Ola now claims that it has sold 27,000 scooters in the month of March. An article in Morning Context lays out several reasons why this vehicle has done extremely well in sales and what are the real problems. Now, let us not go by the numbers given out by the company. Let's go by the government portal Vahan. Vahan says it's not 27,000 scooters that have been sold, but it is only 20,900 or 21,000 scooters. I don't get the number exactly. At number 2 spot is definitely TVS Motors and Ather number 2 and 3 very close with each other with roughly about 16,000 scooters each. So it's very clear that Ather and TVS are catching up and are getting very close to Ola. But neither TVS nor Ather has had any problem reported in the market. Both of them have clear vehicles. The vehicles are more expensive than Ola, but there are no major negative news about Ather or TVS. And Bajaj is slowly moving up the numbers. They are only around 5,000 at this point of time. But the market is itself is extremely small. So if you list out the reasons why Ola is doing well, is A, there is a very low base. Second, Ola has been very successful in moving to tier 2, tier 3 cities where people buy this scooter and no negative news has traveled to tier 2, tier 3 because Twitter is not very active there. Third, deep discounting. Ola is basically a Dutch scooter which they have imported. The bill of material was $4,000. What is Ola's bill of material cost at this point of time? We do not know exactly. But people who work there, and according to Morning Context, it is extremely high. It's not the $1,500 that Ola needs to break even. So, for every scooter that Ola is selling, it is losing money. I don't think at this point of time TVS Motors is losing money. TVS Motors has to declare its results every 3 months. It's not losing money and doesn't look like that Ather is also losing money. So deep discounting is one reason. The other reason I given you low base and the fact that Ola has gone to tier 2, tier 3 cities and the deep discounting. The fourth reason is Ola is now onboarding people with no advance. That is, it used to say 500 rupees, but even if you don't want to pay anything, you can book and Ola shows it as a booking number. You don't have to have any down payment. With very little down payment, you can get a loan and you can buy the vehicle. And for people who are not credit worthy, whom banks will not touch, Ola has tied up with other finance companies which will give lending at 16 to 20% also. They will find a lender for anybody who wants to buy a scooter. The others are not doing it and they are following the credit standards of the bankers. These are the four reasons. Why is Ola so desperate to sell the numbers? The numbers are nowhere near what Ola projected, and these are very early days in the two-wheeler space. The point is, when Ola Electric was spun off from the cab company, Ola Electric raised $760 million in 6 valuations. Now the market valuation is $5 billion. Now in the startup space, The valuations are not decided by profits. It's by how many numbers you have sold multiplied by the price. So Bola is desperate to increase numbers because it is going to run out of money anytime. It's not well funded like Ether or TVS. TVS can raise money from the capital market, and like I have said at several times, Ether now has a substantial equity presence from Hero Motors, which can pump money. So basically, Ether is very strong. It has very strong backing from a major player, and TVS is also growing in a major speed. The cash-rich Bajaj is also moving very strongly with its own brand name and will soon catch up. So they are going to be top four players. There is going to be Ola, TVS, Ather, and Bajaj at the top. So Ola wants to grab market share because it needs to raise money. It has to raise money from the venture capitalists. To raise money from venture capitalists, it has to show sales numbers, and this is why this desperate sale is there. Also, you have to understand that economic conditions in the United States have definitely deteriorated and changed. Bank finance is not available at 0%. That was the rate at which Vola raised money. Startup money has vanished. It's become so bad that Oyo-san has to sell his Alibaba stake to zero to survive. Oyo-san is being forced to sell his entire Alibaba stake, and he is now agreed in principle to list ARM holdings in Nasdaq. You know how tough money raising is going to be. So Vola has to show the numbers even before investors show some interest. So as the economic conditions tighten, Vola is going to find it difficult to increase its ability to raise money at low cost. It has already borrowed money from Bank of Baroda and other places, and it has had a lot of problems in production. Those production problems have just been smoothened out. So after such a struggle, Vola is now in a position to sell about 2 to 3 lakh vehicles this year. But by then, you will have the others moving up very fast. But still, the ICE engines, that is the internal combustion engine vehicles, are really dominating the market. We do not know how long it will take for it to become a 50-50 player. By the time it becomes a 50-50 player, whether Ola has the cash reserves to survive is something we have to see. And people who want to buy any electric bike today will buy Ola. But people who want to buy a good electric bike at this point of time are preferring Ether. Thank you for watching Paisa Bolta Hai. If you like the content, hit the like button of this video, subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be notified every time we put out a video. Once again, I thank you for your support for Paisa Bolta Hai.